Like I was saying, I don't know how I'm going to start this episode, but Saul, thank you for this. All right, so tonight we've got Chad LaTulippe on. Yeah, that is how you say your last name? Oh, fuck, sorry. How do you pronounce your last name so I don't make mistakes as we go? LaTulippe, okay. All right, my bad on that. And Damon, what episode are we up to?
118.
118. Yeah, so it's been quite a few episodes, so we're getting through it. So. Yeah, that's it. Like 118 guests. It's been quite a journey. So yeah, thank you. So you're a DJ, right?
Yes.
Well, what did you want me to put on the ad again? It was professional button pusher, an ambient setter, atmosphere. Okay. You actually have business cards as well? Like,
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. See, like I have business cards, but for this though. So when I'm out and about, I'm like, just take my number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you know, it's like
Mm.
once.
Yeah, I bought all these. Like I need to give them out. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly like me as well. I think I got like 450 left. I'm like, oh, there's just boxes just taking up room and collecting dust. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Let's start this off then. So what's the difference between a Canadian number and an Australian number? Because ours is plus 61, right? So over there, what's the plus? Okay.
Over there.
Okay. And 7 numbers after that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like yeah. Very nice. So, as a DJ, like, how did you get into it? Like, what brought you into the music scene? Because you've been around for quite a while, right? And been playing for quite a while. So, like, how long has your career been so far? Yeah. See, that's like dodging over that. Yeah. So then you've been DJing since you're 18?
No, so since.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Like on CDs or
No,
tapes?
tapes?
Actual mixtapes.
Yeah.
The classic then.
Oh, I love it. My life.
Yeah.
Love doing colors. Like, up, it would probably sound.
How would you
perfect.
how do you actually make the mixtapes? Like
So the old school, let's call them a ghetto blaster, as we
ghetto
did.
blasters.
They would
Can you
have
Google them, Damon?
pull up a ghetto blaster. They would have 2 slots, I guess, or whatever you want to call them, like 2 decks.
Yeah.
And then one you would play the actual thing that you're recording, and then you would have a blank set tape record there, and you play it real time.
Okay.
So it's not like now you just move it over and it's there. Like you actually would have to play it all the way through.
So you just like press record and play at the same time.
Yeah.
And then when you were mixing in the intro to a hip like intro to hip Cypress Hill song.
Yeah.
So then you'd stop the recording, take the cassette out, put a new one in,
no,
and record again.
Same cassette.
Okay.
Or you would take you would take the one you used in the intro. So
Yeah.
stop from recording, take that one out, put whatever song you want in.
So is that what you look like?
that was me actually. Yeah. So
like rocking the hat and then just like on your shoulder.
That was my style. Actually.
Yeah.
Like, where would you?
Very nice.
So, and you could also tape off the radio. That's what you did sometimes as well.
Really? No,
Ancient right now, but yeah,
that doesn't sound very legal though.
It definitely is not. But you knew a song was going to be on, and you're like, oh, just record it, and it sounds awful. Like the
bit rate wasn't there.
Not at all. I don't even think bitrate was a thing at that time. So I just love that, and I would actually go through I would always cut magazine pictures out and letters, and I would always do kind of funky. I would always want it to be presentation,
Okay.
I would give it to people, or if we're ever going around going for drives, I would always provide the music. It was thing.
So you're the mixtape guy. Then.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, and
that's
I
pretty
loved
cool.
it. I loved it because everybody really enjoyed it, and that's kind of I got it from my dad. He's the same thing. They always had parties, and he loved just. So it kind of stemmed from there, and I just continued enjoying that, and then I moved from the east of Canada to the west, and there was a lot more happening.
So were you in the French part of Canada, or like
Yeah.
whereabouts in Canada from the east, and which part did you move to in the west? Because we can pull that up as well.
Yeah, so I'm from New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
It's
Okay.
a small province on the very east coast. It's part of the Maritime provinces. Four of them.
The maritime provinces.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by maritime provinces? Because isn't maritime like to do with the ocean and stuff?
Yeah. So we are on the furthest east coast point of Canada, and there's 4 provinces: Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, Brunswick.
Okay.
I always joke and say New Brunswick is the forgotten province. Yeah, there it is.
Can you zoom in, Damon?
Beautiful part of the world. The nicest people. Like, we're definitely known for having very, very, like, very friendly people. First time my wife came to visit, she's like, everyone was here, you know, what do they want? I'm like, no, this is it. Like, everyone's just that nice. A little nosy, sure, but everyone knows everyone. I'm from a Miramichi, so it's the top right east. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, really? So right at the top there.
Yeah,
wow, on the coast.
That's me.
So what's the island just next to that then? The
Prince Edward Island.
Okay.
So that's
is that kind of like Rottnest for us in a way, or?
It's much bigger.
Yeah. It looks much bigger.
Yeah, I'm not sure the population, but my sister actually lives there now. It's a very, very beautiful island. Just very touristy in the summertime, a little sleepy in the wintertime. I don't know enough about it, but it is gorgeous.
So how
154,000 people live in
well,
it.
that's not bad.
54,000.
How cold is it around there, that area then, when you're growing up?
It gets chilly, but you grow up in it. Like,
Does it snow all the time though? Because whenever I picture Canada, I think just snow and fields and mountains and stuff.
So like wintertime there is summertime here, basically. And the temperature can be 0 degrees up to.
Wow, that does look beautiful.
Yeah, it's very picturesque. Beautiful part of the world.
And it's quite developed as well, or it's not an old city, or
it's old school, you know. Like, there's no real metropolis, there's no high rises or anything like that. But that's what makes it so charming. Like, it's just the people, and it's zero pretentious. All
everyone just gets along with everyone in a way.
Yeah, and it was for me. I loved it. I'm very proud of where I came from, but I'm also happy that I moved because there was a west. So I moved from there when I was early 20s.
What made you want to move as well?
I wanted to snowboard.
Oh, really?
I moved to the mountains. So the east is a lot flatter. Rocky Mountain.
Okay. See, I thought the whole place was Rocky Mountains.
No, it kind of goes there to there. It goes up.
Okay.
And I just wanted to snowboard. I wanted the opportunity to snowboard anytime I could. So I just packed up.
It's the ultimate adventure, right?
Yeah.
Just like leave the family home and just like let's go.
Yeah, totally. And like I moved into a little ski town called Banff.
Banff. How do you spell?
Banff.
Okay.
That is beautiful. It's like your pretty typical little mountain town that you think of, like log cabins, restaurants, and that. Like, I think butcher it, but I want to say like 1,000 to 20,000.
Really? Is this it here, Damon?
Yeah,
Band
Sunshine Village. That's one of the 3 ski hills that are kind of closer to the town center.
That looks so nice.
Yeah, it's epic. It was a really fun time in my life. And that's kind of when I started going to shows, and I'm like, like everyone wants to be the DJ, but I'm like, I want to be DJ, you know, I want to select songs in the room. That was the thing. I'm like, I want to be in charge. I am anyway at the parties and that. So a good friend of mine, he was at a music store once, and he took a picture, and he's like, there was this shady little Newmark like intro setup, these belt-driven Newmark turntables with a little 2-channel mixer, came with headphones and everything. It was like $500. Dude, like, you get this. And Like, yeah, maybe I should.
Kind of like that.
Oh, they're even. God, I didn't
Really?
even know you would find them. These are nice. Like, there, right there. That one actually. Oh, there you go. That one.
That one. That looks like a toy. Almost.
It felt like one after actually buying a Tech 12, but it was no regrets at all. It, like I said, $500 for the kit. There you go. There was no backspin on that bad boy. I'll tell you, you spun it back, and it took like a day to get back to real speed.
No way.
But you know, and then the guy that I met actually sold me a record bag full of vinyl, and like really good house vinyl. Like there must have been 100 in there.
Really?
And it was enough, and I had enough friends in Banff that I did my first gig on Canada Day of
Canada Day. What day is that?
It's July 1st.
July 1st. Okay.
Yeah. And I just filled the place, not because of my talent. I had it all written on a sheet of paper, what to play, when and where. It was like different from today.
Did you practice much as well? Like,
yeah.
Did you get nervous as well and get the
Nervous as hell,
butterflies?
like,
Yeah.
That's not even the word. I was so scared. But I had so many friends there
Mm.
that
It just made
that's
it.
what made it.
Yeah.
They were all there having a good time. We're just like, oh, good work. And
How many people were there?
a lot. Like, might have been hundreds.
Yeah, but still,
It
like,
was like a small
playing,
room.
playing to 100 people though, your first gig. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been pretty cool. I'm pretty nervous.
It was
Yeah.
fun. And one of my real good friends, Nathan, I remember, I'll never forget it. He came over and I was having fun, and he was like, he did one of these as people love to do in front of the decks, joking, and then he accidentally hit the needle off. And like,
Oh wow, that would have.
obviously, music stops.
Yeah.
But nobody cared, and I was having a good. He felt awful. He like sat in his chair for the rest of the night. And I was like, bro, don't worry,
Yeah.
all good. Love's here. Like,
That's it. Everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. So.
yeah, exactly. So that's kind of a long version from it, but from there I've got more gigs and then made money, and then towards more vinyl and like Tech 12s, like Technic 1200s.
Yeah. And they're the way to go. Like, everyone recommends getting a hold of Technic 1200s.
Yeah.
Because the dual band, whatever, what's the word for it there? Because you can spin them back and you can scratch
Yeah,
with them
like
and
they're
stuff
direct driven.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah. So they're really strong motors. They're tried, tested. They've been around forever. I bought a pair since. Had to sell them, but I bought another. Best, and never get rid of them. They're set up in our place in the city right now, and like, wife's like, "Give them," and I'm like, "Matter."
No, they're
They
staying
are,
there.
yeah, they are
Yeah.
beautiful. I have the 1210s, just like that black one.
That's it, yeah. So the wife's always like, come on, sell them. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no.
Like,
These are my pride and joy.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I brought that from Canada. Like, we
Really?
didn't bring much, but one whole pallet was dedicated to my Tech 12s, mixer, all my vinyl, my controller. Like, that took up a lot of money to get here, but
Yeah.
I'm like, they
have
to
to
come with me, even if I don't play them for a month. You know, they're there. They look pretty.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I got that and just kept going, man. I kept playing in Banff for 5 years.
So what are some of the pubs and bars you played at in
I
Banff?
started playing actually at a bar called Salt Lick
Salt Lake, okay.
Salt Lick Steakhouse.
The steakhouse, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, but in Banff, like, people just go out to nice venues and they'll go where the crowd is. And like I said, I had a really good group of 4 friends. I went, there you go. So the
Wow,
upstairs.
that looks very
Yeah.
classy.
Yeah.
When you said steakhouse, I was thinking like log cabin. Like,
Yeah, no.
like-
It's really nice upstairs date night kind of thing, and then downstairs is the lounge.
That's so cool that you were playing somewhere like that, though.
Oh, dude, it was great. And I'm not afraid to say I definitely, like, people came down to see me. I probably played the same set every night, every Sunday. It was like really nice jazzy house. Like, I really liked Miguel Miggs. Like House of Om was labels that I really liked. From San Francisco, I believe, but it was
House of Oms.
House of Om, OM.
Okay.
So my style was very jazzy house, Russian vocal, lots of saxophone, you name it. Whenever I started DJing, I said I don't want to be too electronic. I want it to be fairly organic, like lots of just stuff I can
analog
play.
stuff in a way.
Yeah. I like going into like a restaurant that wasn't expecting a DJ, like older people,
Mhm.
and then I play music like that, and they're like, "Shit," like,
Yeah, we can chill and relax and have a good night. Yeah.
yeah, and that's where I there you
Oh,
go.
is
Is
that's the steakhouse there?
yeah, that's the downstairs. So it
That's
has it,
very nice.
yeah, just a nice lounge, and the music kind of suited it, and yeah, I loved it. They treated me good there.
And so
Just
you were there for 5 years, or?
I probably did play there for 5 years, and when I moved to the city, the outside, I
Oh wow,
moved,
that's so beautiful.
yeah.
So where is that located in though? Because it looks like it's got a roof in there. Was that undercover somewhere or?
Well, that was so the downstairs is the lounge, and then
Okay.
the upstairs is the restaurant.
Yep. Okay.
So there were the upstairs is like a covered patio. Good steak too.
Yeah, you want to hope so. It's a steakhouse.
Yeah, but it was, and I think that's kind of where I decided I don't necessarily want to be, I don't need to be a club DJ.
That's it. Yeah.
I like getting, I get what I need from people sitting down, enjoying themselves, not
Yeah.
being blown away. Dance floor stress me out sometimes because it's an obligation. As soon as you have that one person up there, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and you have to keep that whole vibe going, and that
Yeah.
just because that's the thing. It's like I play at Long Chims, and I
Yep.
love playing at Long Chims because it's a Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I can't play, Kermcraft 400. Like I can't play absolute bangers or Martin Garrix's horse animals.
Yeah.
But the thing is like go in there and I get to play The Cure and Cold Chisel and like classic rock and roll, and so
Yeah.
it's just a different experience.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes it so much like because then when you go and play other places, like at Scarborough Beach Bar, for example, where we met,
Mhm.
it's like sometimes it can get a bit of a dance floor going. Sometimes there,
Yep.
and then with that, then you got to keep that dance floor going, and you got to kind of keep that vibe going.
Yeah.
But when it's chill, it's just chill. Just hang out, and have a good time.
Yeah. And
So-
that's what I find very rewarding.
Mm.
And like I love when people, I don't usually like this kind of,
Yeah,
and you get to dig a little more, instead of like, what are people into? What am I going to play at the dance floor? Because they want to hear recognized stuff. That's totally fair.
Mm.
Get the girls dancing. That's the most important thing.
Yep.
So they want to hear stuff where people are sitting down, as long as it's on the same wavelength, you can really show them some new stuff.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
This and this will go really cool, and just play really cool.
Yeah.
That again, showing people, show you stuff heard.
And did you ever have people like come up and be like, "What is this song like?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's so rewarding as well, right?
Exactly.
When you're like, "Well, it's actually this," and by this guy, and like I bought it at this record store,
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. And that kind of opened up my relationship with the record store, if you will. So now it's quite easy. Find anything online.
That's it. Yeah.
But I used to love driving into the city. It was a drive from Banff. One record store I liked.
What was the city called?
Calgary?
Calgary. Okay.
Yeah, Calgary. So Banff and Calgary are in Alberta, which
Yeah.
West Coast. So yeah, drive into the record store, win there with like a budget, flick through the crates.
What was the record store as well called? Because it would have like that's one thing I really like. I'm younger. I'm 30 this year, but at the same time, it's like the stories that get told when like you go to a record store and you go crate digging. It sounds like an absolute experience.
Yeah.
Like it would have just been so much fun. Like you just go in there, everyone's there to kind of do the same thing. It's just like find cool records to listen to, and you just put them on, and you put the headphones on. Yeah, that sounds good, and then you go buy it. It's like the physical copy.
Best.
You're buying stuff on iTunes. It's just like you just press a button. And
Yeah.
you got it.
You're still digging, and there is
Yeah.
a sense of, you have a good time, like, oh, sweet, this. But there you're like, okay, you want to find something that maybe not everyone will have.
That's it.
And you're like, I can't wait to play this. Salt Lick or whatever, and might even play it twice. So I love that. And then you would either like have a yes pile or a no pile, and you would leave there, and you're like, sick, I got like 5 new records. get to go play them.
They were quite expensive though as well back in the day, right?
That depends. I think a single would you could buy like a cheap one, $6 or $7.
Really?
And probably 50. I would say would get
That's
you.
Canadian dollars though. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's like. Oh yeah. Am I?
Oh, really? Is the microphone cutting in and out?
Pull it up.
So, with the Canadian dollar to the Australian dollar, so then we'll look that up in a bit. But then, like, is it much of a difference? Because I know like Americans usually like $2 to every one Australian dollar, like double.
It definitely fluctuates. I think in an Australian have been pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think it's a little better here. Never far off.
Oh, really? So one Canadian dollar equals $1.10 Australian dollar at the moment. Wow. So it's 1-to-1.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, at that time, like obviously I had no idea here then. So I
Yeah.
yeah, $20 I would say. If you're lucky you could get like a full length album.
Hmm. How was it collecting records? Like, how many did you have overall? Like, how many would you take to a set as well?
That was the fun part too. You would rock up with like probably your turntables because nowhere really had them.
Mm.
Mixer and then 2 or 3. Really
So
depending.
just multiple car trips then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that would have been really heavy as well, like carrying the turntables and the crates.
Oh,
like,
yeah. The end of the night, you're like, feel if you're drinking and you haven't driven, carrying them like to the cab or whatever.
Yeah.
You appreciate it. It was part of the experience back then.
Yeah.
And now, like, how sweet rocking up with
Thumb drive.
USB.
Well, see, I still take my equipment with me, but it's all in just one bag.
Yeah.
And just over the shoulder and away I go kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it is, I 100% agree though. The experience of just going to different gigs and different venues.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes in summer I get to go to Rottnest and it's just so cool. You just get to go on the bloody boat and you just go and hang out. And you're like, you're traveling somewhere kind of thing.
Yeah, that's sick. That's one gig that I've had too. I've had a couple rides this summer. Played for Ricky there, and
it's so cool though, right?
You sit. What's better? You sit on the ferry, get a beer for the ride. Sitting at the top, you're like going to work.
Yeah, that's it. That's
like,
it. I'm gonna go play some tunes.
Yeah. Like that's when I'm like appreciate. It's like, might not be a superstar DJ, but like you can't complain. Kind of thing.
That's exactly it. Yeah. It's a pretty crazy job.
Yeah, exactly.
So then so you were over at Bess. Is that how you say it? Sorry? Banff. Banff, yeah. So then what happened after that? And so like what other gigs were you playing as well?
So in Banff there was a few, probably pull up the Dancing Sasquatches.
Dancing Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a funky name.
Yeah, it's just like this one room. It's like a hall, and it's just good vibe.
Mm.
When you're in Banff, it's a vibe. Good feeling. Everybody knows each other. It's super chill. There's no dress codes anywhere. Everyone's wearing toques, jumpers, and
so toques are those things that cover your ears, right?
Beanies, or I'm not sure what they call them here. Yeah, there you go. It's sick because the DJ booth is like overlooking them.
And so you were playing for them back to 20 years ago, basically.
They were closer, actually. They opened up a bit later.
Hmm.
So it would have been. They ever really parties. Guy just cruising around. So yeah, just that party. You get pretty loose in there. The sound thick. I played there not as often as others. High Rollers one. So Sasquatch's high roller
Okay.
took over, bringing it all up now.
Yeah,
Get it out.
yeah. I told you that's why I wanted to get you on. This is so cool. Like, talking about like actual venues in Canada that I'll probably never get to see.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's they're party places.
Yeah,
It's on the other side of the world.
In
Like,
Banff, like I swear to God, I met. Yeah, there you go. So High Rollers is a bowling alley, like adult bowling.
an adult bowling alley.
Because you can drink, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have your lane. Everybody drinks. Real cheap drinks. High Rollers specifically, they were known for craft beer. They had like lots of taps. Booze was like dirt cheap. Have these all like just sugar. Really good pizza. So yeah, I started playing there when it opened.
And that was all house music as well.
That was actually, I played a lot of ghetto funk. Will.
Okay, ghetto funk.
Yeah.
Name some artists. What was it? What is ghetto funk?
Well, I think ghetto funk actually, you can actually pull up ghetto funk, and I think that's came from the UK.
Okay.
It's essentially like hip hop, kind of like old school hip hop over
Okay, that sounds pretty awesome.
remixes.
Oh, G funk.
Yeah, but like ghetto funk. That probably. God, I'm trying. I have heaps of it, and I play it here quite
Oh, really?
because it just kind of bridges the gap, like the old school hip hop vocals, and were the real cool. I played it at Brisbane week because it was a bit of an older crowd, and I'm like, sure I am playing explicit Biggie with like all the swearing and stuff, but
Yeah.
because it has such a funky soul beat to it, it doesn't it's not as aggressive.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. So it fits the atmosphere.
Yeah, and so that's what I played there, and I had a lot of fun. And then yeah, the Brisbane.
Yeah, that place looks like a really good venue. I've only ever been in there, I think, once or twice, but
Good. They have a good courtyard.
yeah, their courtyard's really nice.
They really like me there. They're good people. And they play that on Friday.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, back to Banff. I just places. Then I eventually moved to the closest
Calgary, yeah.
big city compared to Banff.
Yeah.
Pretty similar in size. Perth.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
It's like 2.9 million demo. 1.9. So yeah, 2 million. Yep.
Here, yeah. Calgary.
Yeah.
About 1.5.
Right. And it's kind of like Perth, where it just has one downtown metropolis. Suburbs have their own.
Yeah.
Have their.
Yeah, Coburn and yeah, all that sort of
it's always
stuff.
like cool.
Yep.
They just have really good restaurant stuff. So I actually, like a dum-dum, I chased a girl. I left Banff and chased a girlfriend in there that already moved. Broke up with her pretty quick, but I'm happy that I went because Banff was Calgary was
15 years, okay.
yeah. Started like serving in.
Yep.
Yeah, I just started meeting.
What are some of the bars you worked at and stuff?
So mainly this plug. So National Beer Hall.
Okay.
They weren't the first, but they kind of brought in the craft beer market really large
To Canada
scale.
and stuff.
Well, maybe in a sense, but in Calgary specifically. Like when I first moved there, they had 3 craft.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and when I think that they brought it on strong, and they had about 70 fall craft beer. So it was a precinct, and it still is. I started working there, and they have 4.
And so all the streets, as you were just listing them off, so most of the streets are things like, 7th Avenue, 8th Avenue kind of thing.
Streets by Avs and numbers. Very easy to figure out.
Okay. Because that's one thing I've always found so interesting, how it's like, in American movies, they always say like, 2nd Avenue or whatever. But for us, it's like, it's Charles Street or it's, like Mount Lawley or Beaufort Street or, it's just like all these different names, and you have to get your map book out back then or GPS now.
Exactly. So, and that, it made it really easy because it's divided in quadrants. So it would be first, Center Street, First Street Southeast, First Street Southwest. So if you didn't know where it was, you could probably get a rough idea of where it was.
Yep.
And I lived in the downtown a lot, so National 10th, most probably.
Yep.
And they were a rooftop bar. Any rooftop bars there.
Did it have like a nice scenery, like of the city and stuff like that?
Yeah, really cool.
Because rooftop bars can be so cool. Like, so cool sometimes.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the high rise. Whenever you're there, you look up.
That would have been amazing. That would have been awesome.
It was really, really fun. And
did it go until midnight kind of thing, or did it
2
a.m.?
Yeah, how it goes. And I'm really good at like the opening, and I loved it. That's what I want. I want a happy hour set.
Yeah, so you can hit the piss after,
exactly,
right?
Yeah, exactly. But I had the funnest time with like relieving the DJ that relieved me, because we would have a good time. He would come, we'd chat, have a drink, like I love those.
Yeah.
And that was really, really, everybody held like.
Yeah, that's a lot of people to put on a rooftop.
Yeah, I think they pushed 7. It's madness. So that was a lot of fun, and that's where I probably played most. And I'd come 5 and hand it over to big buddy Roof. Then he would like, here you go, you can play the clubby stuff, you can get everyone dancing, that's what you're good at. Done, just background vibe. And yeah, man, so that was played the most.
And so you were there for 15 years then?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Did the city change much over the 15 years, or?
It did, restaurant-wise.
Okay.
Really, really good food. A lot of restaurants
in
Calgary. And like I said, we just knew in the industry. We would set up shop 17th Avenue. Calgary had kind of like an end. Lots of restaurants. National 17. I was just sit on the corner, and we would walk them by. They'd come, they'd join in. We were there sitting with the 4 of us, and then.
Oh, really?
I love that. My wife and I loved our session. Not so much for going out at night. Loved.
Yeah, very nice.
Getting rinsed and like going home by 10 and like passing out, waking up at 2, get some food. Great.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So then after, like, what drove you to over here? Because if you were there for 15 years, because you obviously didn't buy a house over there, so you would have been renting and everything, right?
Yeah, renting for a while. And
was it, how would you, was it expensive to rent or anything?
No, much. It depends where you were.
Okay.
But we pay monthly there. And here's my.
Yeah.
The downside, lived in a month. Bungalow, 2-bedroom, really nice. Downsized because Perth.
Really? Month, yeah.
So yeah, but I met my wife in Calgary, Canada, and literally moved back like after we get together, sort of fun, and that'll be it. And then happen the right day. And,
There you go.
Long story short, I was like, I got you. And
Yeah.
6 years later, like I knew that I was always going to here.
Yeah.
And 6 years.
So did she just extend her visa or?
She has dual citizenship.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Canada. Grew up in I feel like I'm going.
Yeah, sorry, man.
No, it's all good. She was born in Canada, but then her family here. She was just on water.
Yeah, very nice.
So yeah, we spent
6
6
years.
years, and then we got married, and we like that was it. We're like, let's get married, and saving to move to Perth.
Mm.
And so we moved in 2019, right before.
So you didn't even visit here beforehand?
We did twice.
Okay, yeah.
We did 2 visits.
I was about to say, it's like, yeah, blindfold, like, I trust you,
No.
honey. Let's move. Like,
We had visited a couple times for like a few weeks, and like I loved it.
Yeah.
The weather's great, the people are good, the size is just right.
mm.
Yeah, man, right before COVID, October 19th, we moved.
Oh, really? So I thought you'd been here for quite a while. To be
No.
honest. Oh, wow.
Like it'll be 3 years in October.
Oh, wow. I thought you were here
So-
for like 5, 10 or something.
No, man. It's just I've been really, really lucky with like the people I've met and like yourself, and
Yeah.
I realized that Perth is about who you know, and it is a lot smaller when you start to get to know people.
Mm.
And I've been very lucky in like the DJ community that I've.
Yeah, it's always open arms usually.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone's just in it just to have fun and welcome everyone in a way.
Yeah.
So
It's not competitive, you know. Like
Mm.
I love that, and it wasn't in Canada or either, but there's something for everyone, and that's what I like. You know, I'm happy doing like the afternoon sets at the Garden in Brisbane and stuff like that. I respect people do the wedding stuff. Like I don't need to do that. I respect people do the clubs. Like it's
it's
each their own.
completely different ball game when you dive into weddings. Honestly, it can be very full on.
Yeah,
And you're there for like 8 hours, 10 hours. Like you're there for their whole day almost, except for the ceremony, unless they want you at the ceremony. But then as soon as the ceremony is over, you got to be ready and, you got to be there, ready to go. So,
and I have done weddings because like, you know, let's admit the money is good.
yeah.
You definitely earn it. But every time I did one, I told my wife, I'm like, next time I'm thinking about this, can you tell me not to do this? Because it's such a long night, and I'm just not a wedding DJ, so I don't have the stuff, and I don't know what gets people going and that. Like I can make it work, but I'm not.
It's always just cheesy music.
Yeah.
Top 40, basically.
Yeah,
Classic sing-alongs.
exactly.
Mm.
And I'll get like sucked in by like a couple, and they'll be like, "Oh, we don't want wedding music. We want really cool music."
Mm.
Like now, I'm like, okay, I get that, but you're gonna be walking around saying thank you to everyone all night, and I'm dealing with the drunk uncles and grandparents and that, and they don't want the cool stuff. They want the cheese.
Yeah.
So I have a very high appreciation for that. But like I said, that's for other people, not me.
Yeah. Well, it's good you kind of like you found the market that you want to dive into.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe you've only been here for 3 years.
Oh, man.
Like,
I'm so lucky.
yeah, because like you played quite a few places now. Like you said, you get to play at Rottnest,
Yep.
Brisbane,
Yep.
you get Scarborough Beach Bar as well.
Yep.
So where else have you played as well? Like, what was your first gig when you got over here? Okay.
Well, we talked.
Okay, yeah, go on.
So I DJ'd at the Brass Monkey.
Oh yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
You mentioned that before.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first gig I had coming over here.
Yeah.
and-
Thrown into the deep end.
Yes, definitely. And I was like, okay, this is a cool venue. And then some of the patrons came in, and I was like, okay.
Mhm.
A little rough, but people are going for it, right? Like all good.
I gotta ask as well. So over in Canada, what is the equivalent to our bogans? Because now we're talking about Brass Monkey and Northbridge.
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
I guess it's more American, but like a redneck, I guess.
Okay.
There's definitely not half as many mullets over there.
Hmm.
The haircuts here, there's something else, man. I gotta
Yeah,
tell
they
you.
can be. Yeah, they stand out.
Yeah, a lot of dudes with their ears lowered, it seems. But yeah, so the Brass Monkey, and I'm not above it. It was a nice stepping stone. Met some good people,
Mm.
and yeah, there you go. Beautiful venue though.
It
The
is,
location
yeah.
is epic.
Yeah, and it's been there forever.
Yeah.
Forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, it needs a little facelift, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it really needs, because it's just an old building.
Yeah,
But they don't need to give it a facelift because it's always busy every Friday and Saturday.
yeah,
Like, not until something happens, and then they'll have to spend money on it. But
yeah.
I'm
So-
pretty sure it's heritage listed
Yes,
as well.
I would say so. That's, I think, why they can't do much.
Yeah.
But from there, I met DJ Shan.
Oh, really?
You know DJ Shan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shannon O'Connor,
Shannon
yeah.
O'Connor, yeah. Great guy. So a friend of mine who's friends of his
Mm.
introduced me to him. We had a real good, good conversation, and he started getting me gigs at, like I played at the Reveille quite a bit for him.
Yeah, that's such a cool venue as well.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Mm.
Long sets, like 8 hours, but I like that
Mm.
because you can create your set. It's like,
That's it.
it's sunny, sun's going down, it's getting dark, the city's nice. It has so many segments of the night, and I love that because I just kind of like foresee my set before that. Like, I don't play any of the same songs twice. I keep
Yeah.
it maybe 90 to 100 BPMs for happy hour because it's just sunset and like those cool vibes.
Mm.
So that was a really good one. He put me at the rooftop of the QT quite a bit.
Yeah, QT Rooftop Bar.
Yeah.
Kind of like a little bit jealous about that, because as soon as that bar opened, I was like, I really want to play there.
Yeah.
And he got the contract, and I was like, damn. Like, it's such a cool venue.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. And they
It's
just wanted
such a
funky
cool venue.
house. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can 3-hour funky house set. Shit, yeah, I'll do that.
The
Like,
QT Rooftop Bar is just the views there of Perth. It's
Yeah.
like the first proper rooftop bar we've actually got.
Yeah.
Because I know Connections has got their rooftop bar, but it's kind of ground level. It's just like second story.
Yeah.
But then like that, you're like, what, 15 stories up or
yeah, I
something
think
like
that's
that?
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like boutique-y, little fancy in there, So
That's
I love
it.
playing like, yeah, there you go. And like real sexy house. And so, in 3 hours, like, as you know, you can ram a lot of good stuff in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Where else did I play for him? Played at Stables for him.
Stables once again, yeah. Really
Yeah.
nice venue.
The Elford.
Oh, you've been playing at the Elford as well.
Yeah. I've
How
in
has
there a
that
few
been?
times.
It's nice.
It's good, yeah. Like it's the same owners as the Reveille and the
Yeah.
Canfield and that. And I know a lot of the staff from the Reveille they went over.
Yeah.
Really, really good people. They have a good sound system. It's interesting because the lights they have on you on the stage are pretty intense.
Oh, really?
And I've never had a dance floor going there, so it's kind of like, okay, all right, it's just me standing here on stage playing like whatever.
Because is the DJ booth in the same spot as when it was the Scotto? Like in the corner on the right-hand side, or?
That's where it is. I've never
Yeah.
been to the Scotto,
Okay.
but they took that and the bar next to it over, I believe, because it's a real big open space. Very,
Yeah.
very nice. They have an upper level as well.
Yeah, because that was the Velvet Lounge. So
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so I'm in there sometimes, and now who I've been playing most for is I play for Charlie Buckets at Toots. Have you heard of
Okay.
Toots?
yeah, I've heard of Toots. Yeah,
Toots is a good time.
yeah, because that's the back of
Sneaky Tony's.
Nicky Tony's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so whack, isn't it? It's a
Oh.
hidden bar inside of a
Yeah.
hidden bar.
It's cool.
Yeah.
When it first opened, I was playing there, and I still am once a month.
Mm.
And like cheese isn't my bag, but I will cheese it up back there. I
Really?
love it. I just play like 70s and 80s retro, and I don't play remixes, nothing.
Mm.
People come up like, "Oh, can you play Dua Lipa?" I'm like, "Sorry, it's all retro tonight."
Yeah.
I love like Donna Summers and
Yeah.
lots of obviously ABBA and Bee Gees and all the cheese, but there's having so much fun in there that it's
But still, that for me, that's not cheese. That's classic. It's
yeah, yeah,
Like,
true.
but back then, when it was on the radio, it kind of would have been cheesy.
Yeah.
I mean, like for me, ABBA, I don't mind ABBA, but I have to play it all the time. So I'm kind of like, yeah, this is cheesy.
Right, yeah.
But Donna Summer and Bee Gees and like,
And I'm like not ashamed to say it. I love Madonna, and like
yeah, I love
I will
Madonna
play
as well.
Madonna all night
Yeah.
in there, and it gets. the
See, my
girls
mum was a
going.
massive fan, so every time I got in the car, it's always a Madonna CD or Shania Twain.
She's from Ontario. She's from Canada.
Really?
Yeah, she's from a little place called Timmins, Ontario, which is where my wife was born. Like
Wow.
real small you don't need to visit there.
Yeah.
That's where-
Okay. Why is it tiny?
Yeah, it's just a little rough.
Okay.
Yeah, a little rough. It's that's
The
their claim to
Shania
fame.
Twain Center. Well, there you go.
I think there might even be like I don't know if there's
So
a
there's
statue.
nothing else. Like it's such a small
It's
place.
a little
that-
mining town, I think, and that's why she lived there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go, gold mines. So anyway, I don't
Population
play.
of 40,000.
There you go,
Yeah. Okay. It's
bigger-
just the
bigger
same
than I thought.
population as Bustleton, I'm pretty sure.
and it's in Ontario, and Ontario's massive.
Mm.
But yeah, Toots, love just going for it. If it's like the dance floor is chilling a bit, Madonna. You know, if it's really you need to, like, go Madonna, go Whitney, and then you just know what to do.
Yeah.
And I love it. You know, it's just like sweet. People are having fun, and that's really what you want to do is DJ. You got to check your ego at the door sometimes.
Does it get quite busy in there? Because it's a hidden bar inside of a hidden bar. So
Yeah.
it's like you got to find it in a way.
Yeah,
Because I always thought Toots was a whole new venue somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
it's when it first, it's different now, but when it first started, honestly, dude, there'd be times where there'd be like groups of like 50-year-old women in there, like 5 and 6.
really,
And that's why I'm like, no remixes, because it's probably a big deal for them to go out anyway, let alone get in Sneaky Tony's to get in here, and they don't want to hear remixes. So
That's
I'm like,
it.
straight tracks, not even mixing, because disco and that back in the day, there was like the BPMs go all over the map, so you're just like start and stop, and nobody really cares. And I love that. I'm like, look at, like, where else do you see a group of like 5 or 6 50-year-old women and they're having a blast?
that's it. Yeah.
So that is a really fun one. And most recently, I play for Ricky Goncalves and Victor. Soundtrack Australia is the name of his, and he does, like, I play at the
Soundtrack
Garden.
Australia. Okay.
Yeah, that's his production company.
Yep.
So I play at the Garden for him and Servo and the Brisbane Hotel. Rado, like he has Rado now.
Rotto? Oh,
Yeah,
Rottnest.
Yeah, he took over all the sound for there.
So that's the Rottnest Hotel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so he does all the sound for the Samfire, everything.
Okay.
So yeah,
Not Pinkies though.
no,
Yeah.
because that's for you play, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Good. Because I still want to play playing Pinkies.
Ooh, this is awkward. Shit.
I might have to message him like, hey, can I come play for you guys? I'd love to play at the Rottnest Hotel.
I'll introduce you. He's a great guy. He's
I think I met him at Manifest. I think.
probably, yeah, he was
Yeah.
there. Yeah, he was there with well, he's good friends with Saul and Christian.
Yep.
Like Christian.
Yeah.
Michael.
Shout out to Mind Electric and
Yeah.
Soul Bliss.
Gentlemen.
Yeah. Those guys are absolute legends.
Totally.
Honestly, they are
And
legends.
Ruben as well.
I don't think I've met Ruben.
Um,
I might have met Ruben. I met a lot of people.
probably Ruben. He relieves me a lot at like NBC,
Okay.
Northbridge Brew Co. And then he did actually at the Garden the other day. He's possibly one of the nicest guys I've met. Like, just so nice. And he's like coming to take over, and then I'll be like, fuck, we've been talking for 30 minutes, and I'm like, I don't care, it's all good.
Yeah.
So I love that, I
Yeah.
love that changeover in the banter. I don't have anywhere to go. He's just happy to sit there, not like rushing me off. So I met a lot of good people.
How often did you play at NBC? Because I always thought Mishap was there, and
Buddha.
Buddha. Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was, before this, I did play during COVID, but their last restriction, or what was it, whenever they needed the vax to get in,
Yeah.
they cut my shift because I was doing like a happy hour,
Okay.
4 to 9 or 5 to 9, which I don't think they always do.
Yeah.
So I was doing 5 to 9, and then Ruben or Buddha or whoever would come on and do the rest of the evening. Like, this, always the same thing. I was just creating the vibe, putting it out there, like,
Yeah. And just getting the party going kind of thing.
and then he comes in and just cranks it out. So yeah, I did that for a few months. Yeah, I'm sure there's a few others, but
Because it sounds like you've only been here for 3 years, but you played quite a few venues though.
I'm
Like
very,
definitely
very
stepped
lucky.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so lucky, and it isn't all in who you know, but I like to think that I can hold my own in a lot of different situations. And I still remember I met Ricky at the Garden. I introduced myself 3 separate occasions. Like,
Well, on that
don't
same
for-
night.
No, like
No.
3 separate occasions when I was at the garden, just be like, hey, it's me again. Like, how you going?
Yeah.
And then-
Please don't forget about me.
Yeah. And then he got me a gig down in Applecross. What is the name?
The Raffles. Oh,
Yes.
really? You play at the Raffles as well?
So yeah, he's like, I'll get you to play at the Raffles. My business partner Victor he's there. You can meet him. So I knew it was a bit of a test probably as well. I'm going down there like, fuck, what's it going to be? What are they playing down there? Like, I have no idea. And I've heard lots about it. Like, it's a popular spot.
Yeah.
And I walk in and Victor's playing ghetto funk. And I was like, yes. Like, sweet.
Just walking. Yes.
I already know my
That's it.
first 3 songs.
Sweet. That would have been a big relief, right?
So good.
Yeah.
And Vic is one of the nicest guys ever. Like, he was so great and gracious. And I was like, sweet. Plugged in my computer maybe at that time. And he's like, I'm going to sit at the bar and have a bite to eat, which I'm sure was like, and listen to you for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I slid right in and I was so happy and I was so confident because I'm like, I know that I'm killing this because I just continued on what he was doing.
Mm.
And then, yeah, from there, just I kept playing spots, getting the good feedback. And
Very nice.
yeah.
And so, because you started off on vinyl, like obviously beat matching, like playing by ear and stuff like that.
Yep.
But then, like, who taught you how to use the CDJs, or what was the technology you used after that?
So went from vinyl to CDJs.
What CDJs were there?
The Pioneer 800s.
Okay. Yep.
They were like the silver ones. They're tanks.
Yeah.
And now the 800s are like very, very light. Like, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
That's
just like that,
it.
right? Yep.
Beauty. That was a game changer for me. I was so happy to get that.
They were quite expensive though back in the day, right?
Yeah. I think there was like 800 to, no, was it 800? 500? Can't even remember, but it was pretty pricey. And I wanted to get, I had a DJ mate in Canada that I would always go see. John Delirious is his name. Johnny Marchuk. Shout out to Johnny Marchuk. He lived in Calgary. He's like a legend there. Legend. Deep house legend. He's a producer. He's been around forever. And I would always go to the music store he worked at called Axe Music. And I'd just be like, John, like, I want to get this. What do you think? He would never try to like sell me on something that I didn't need, but he would never like, don't take this. You don't want a 100 or 200. Like, get the 800. It's solid. And
Yeah.
it served me well. I've dropped the things. I've hit them while drunk before, like I put them through the ringer and
You
they
hit
never
them and dropped
yeah.
them.
Be
No
like, "Fuck,
shit.
it's not working. And
But like, shit.
yeah, like, they went through a lot,
Yeah.
but they were heavy. Like, you could tell they were,
They're built strong, yeah.
yeah, kind of like Toyotas, they're going to last forever.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So,
100%.
shout out to Toyota.
Yeah.
And
Can we just
then-
pull up their website, Damo? Like, do a little bit of a sponsorship? Like, Toyota, if you're watching.
And then, yeah, the CDJs, because on those ones you could do like an MP3 with like 125 songs on them. But you know what? I was really
There you go. The 2021 Hilux.
shit.
Yeah. But yeah, go on.
So here was the thing, and my friends would come out to see me, and I was so bad at this. At least vinyl, you're like, all right, I already played these ones, but CDJs, I would play a song over here after a few drinks, because you get a bar tab and you're a new DJ, and you always
That's
like
it, yeah.
drink too much.
Yeah. This
And
is
then
part
I
of it.
mix over here into this song, and then I come back over to this CD and start flicking through, like, oh, what goes with this? I'm like, oh, this one's perfect. It's already
You
lined
played the
up.
song, yeah.
And I'll play it, and they're like, you just played that one. I'm like, oh, fuck, I just mixed out of it. So that's why going into Serato and seeing them blued out already, like,
Yeah.
you already played this, has been a game changer for me, because my
Yeah.
memory is shot sometimes. It's like, dude, you played this 3 times. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Maybe I should lay out
I'll take the
beers.
CD out and
Yeah,
not
that's it.
play it
Swap another one.
anymore.
Yeah. So then you swapped over to Serato then.
Yeah.
How did you find the crossover from Pioneer to Serato?
The big industry standard, I was surprised over here that it's record box, because everywhere was Pioneer,
Serato.
Serato.
Really?
So Rain,
Well, over in Canada.
yeah, like anywhere that I played, and because the Rain, and I still use it, I love it. I've tried Serato, record box. I'm not going to argue with people that are hardcore record box, but
No, but it's-
Serato has
yeah.
never let me down.
See,
I
it's similar
love it.
thing. For me, it's Tractor all the way.
There you
I've
go.
tried using Record Box, but I just just don't like it.
Yeah, same. It's to each their own.
Yeah.
The Rain 62 was kind of the industry standard mixer.
Rain 6. Oh, yeah, okay.
That's
That
the
Zone?
no,
62?
that
The Rain
the
62.
Rain 62.
Okay.
It's like Serato compatible. It was kind of
Okay. Really ever heard of that?
yeah. You could still get it. It's just not as popular. There you go.
Wow.
So you have your cue buttons on there, your effects and stuff. And that's when you could start to like scroll through using your mixer.
And it was 4 EQ as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, not 3. Wow.
Sick mixer. And you could put 4 channels. There's only 2
Mm.
knobs, but there was actually you could connect 4
Okay.
in there.
So you can just press a button and it'll swap to
Yes.
3 and 4 and stuff
From
then.
what I recall, yes. I think they're up at the top.
And so how would that read into the laptop then?
Just a US like a USB to S, is that what it is?
Okay.
Like just like you do now for the Pioneer mixer into your laptop.
Yep, so just that cable straight into the laptop.
Yeah.
But then the CDJs would go into that, or the turntables go into that?
I always used turntables, so they were
Oh,
always
wow.
like Tech 12s and Rain 62 is kind of the industry standard, and so that's where I went, and it was such a game changer for me because it's like, oh, I have so much music anyway. Now I can like see it and like make playlists, and that's where it started for me. That's where it really took off for me, and I started feeling like I'm getting much better versus just being kind of popular. You know,
Yeah.
like people come to see you. I'm like, all right, now I can hold it down, and I'm have all these playlists made, and
Well, it's all practice at the end of the day as well.
yeah,
And like making playlists is such a key thing, like a fundamental when it comes to DJing, in my opinion at least.
totally.
Because like if you just go in there and you just like, but then again, so like, have you ever met a guy called Ben Renner at all?
I actually just introduced myself on Facebook Messenger
Okay.
because I keep seeing him, but I've never actually.
Really, really cool guy.
Yeah.
Like really cool guy,
Yeah.
producer. Like he's won a few ARIA awards, I'm pretty sure as well.
Nice.
And the thing is, like, he admitted to us, like, when we got him on the podcast, he just sticks his thumb drive in. No record box analyzing or anything like that. He just goes off his ears.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is like, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like just loading the songs on there and going blindfold, just bang. No waveforms, no nothing.
Oh, fuck. I tried that once and I was like,
Yeah.
just scrambling because I knew how easy it was when you analyzed it. And I was like, this is too stressful for me. Like,
Yeah.
let's analyze this. And
See, I'm the same. I have to analyze every single song and put them in key.
yeah.
Because then that way I can, like, I can play by key and can't play by key.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you're on the fly and you're freestyling, you're kind of like, what song can I play next?
Yeah.
So sometimes I might not play the right song that's properly in key, but
Yeah.
play something that's similar in key.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's still just like having the waveforms, the cue points, having everything so you can juggle around, jump around, and mix it in.
Yeah.
So,
And I think it's visual too. Like you can
yeah,
see it. So
that's exactly it.
yeah, like I can like, all right, this is mixing, and I can have a chat with you. You're coming over, like, oh, sorry. I'm like, no, I think that I got this. Just
Yeah.
looking at it, like,
That's
sounds
it. Just like
alright.
drive. Yeah.
Like, oh, not shoes in a dryer, is it? No, that was okay.
Yeah. So you just take your thumb drive around with you now most of the time, or
Sometimes, if I'd prefer to bring my laptop.
yeah,
So if I know I can hook it up, if I have a 4 to 5 hour set, I just prefer to have the laptop.
yeah, 100%.
I can use the thumb drive, but I just like to see it.
That's it.
I like to have it there, and
That's something that's always got me about CDJs. When you're looking over here, then you're looking over there, and you're backwards and forwards, just like trying to match it up like that. Whereas a laptop, it's like it's right there,
Yeah.
right in front of you. So
yeah. Like some people think maybe it's a little disconnected, but for the gigs that I'm doing, like there's not a big crowd that I have to be like looking at and like feeling it out, I'll just, yeah. So yeah, Serato has changed my life, and now I have like my Tech 12s set up at home, but I have a Pioneer DDJ-SZ.
okay,
It's like the biggest
SZ.
controller. The
Okay.
DDJ-SZ. So it's a monster, and the reason I got it is because the jog wheels are the same size as the CDJs.
Oh really? Okay. Can
And
we look that up as well? Is that standalone, or do you need a laptop for that as well?
Laptop,
Okay.
and it actually you can use Serato or Record Box on it.
Oh really?
I didn't realize that because it says Serato on it, but a buddy of mine I was playing it, and it has 2 USBs, so you can do 2 DJs, 4 channels. Like I kind of Oh, that's the S9. That's a beautiful thing.
Oh no, the S7. No, it's the SZ.
The controller, yeah. It's a monster. I think that it's like a SZ2 now or something, but yeah. It's
Yes, that's huge then.
yeah, oh dude, it's a monster. And especially in the case, like it bringing that to a gig, you're like,
Yeah, no way.
hey. So but now I have it set up at home and I have my Tech 12 set up to it and I love it. Like it's finally I have it all there.
Yeah.
You know, and I can connect it, but it has, all the
And so that's the thing. You can just come home and just start playing. Right, it's all set up, ready to go. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I got like a teeny little Pioneer 400 for my out gigs now.
Okay.
But I feel like such a little nerd, like dee 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 doo, playing these tiny little things, like ooh sweet, like a toy, like
Yeah.
going from that like airplane like cockpit to like this.
Mm.
But I played enough gigs with vinyl and that.
So that's the 400
that's
then?
the one. Doesn't even have a power source. It uses your laptop's power.
Oh really? Yeah. No way.
Yeah. So actually, the reason I got this, that's the record box version. I got the SB3, I guess. Sorry, which is the exact same controller, but it's Serato.
Yep.
So the reason I got it is because I DJ'd New Year's Eve at Cocos Island.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that, right?
Yeah.
Did they have the crabs there? No.
Yeah. So Christmas Island, which
Yep.
is kind of like it's part of the Indian Ocean territories. So Christmas Island. It's like a 4-hour flight or so, 5-hour flight, but it's in WA, so no passport. Like it was sick to travel during that time. Christmas Island has like the crab migration.
Yeah.
So when you're there, it's a bit of a rundown place, but that's what's charming about it. It's beautiful. It's untouched. The snorkeling, the hiking is
I
epic.
can imagine the sky,
And
like the night sky, the stars and everything.
Yes.
Would be beautiful, right?
yeah, not a lot of light pollution and that. Humid as fuck. Like it was 100% humidity.
Really.
Yeah, it was hot.
But you spend the whole day on the beach, though, right?
We actually were very active. We were constantly doing stuff, hiking and that, but it didn't matter because we were usually hiking to a beach or somewhere that really, made it worth
Something
it.
spectacular, yeah.
Yeah, but there are crabs literally everywhere. Like it happens twice a year whenever all the
Can you look it up, Demo, if that's right?
the crab migration
So yeah, so there's crabs literally everywhere then.
everywhere. So there's at one point they're either the moms going to the water from the woods to lay the eggs. When we were there, it was the babies going back to the woods, like into the jungle. Sorry.
So the crabs go into the jungle.
Yeah, because they're born in the water, all the eggs, and then they all make their way.
What?
And dude, it's insane. Like
What? I remember you explaining this to me, but I don't remember.
like that, and
So-
it's insane. There's like millions and millions of them.
Really? And they even have like above the road as well.
Yeah, and they'll close
What?
roads off and that because there's a bunch of crabs because they don't want to drive on them. You don't want to step on them.
Yeah.
It was
That's
really
hectic.
really cool. So they were everywhere. There was even there was someone from Netflix there at that time. They were doing a documentary on it, like filming. So I'll be curious to see that. And yeah, they just sweep them off the road. It was a very cool experience. But so yeah, that was Christmas Island. And yeah, look at that one right there. Yeah, with it's just right, yeah. Because you couldn't step on them, so when we walk in a place like that, you would just hover your foot, and then they would all kind of.
Yeah, spread
Separate.
out. Do they climb on you or anything like that?
If you put your foot down, yeah, but they're not gonna. They might bite you, but they're more scared of you, the big ones.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we'll be like driving down the road, and you're just like constantly swerving around them.
So it's like 20Ks, 15Ks or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that was Christmas Island, and then we went to Cocos Island, which is a 14-kilometer runway, basically, and flat. The most beautiful place I've ever been in my life. Like, look at that. Like, it's what dreams are made of. The watercolor. Yeah, really cool.
And so what's the population like there? Was it just...
I think 100, I want like a little over 100 or something.
Yeah, okay.
I think maybe 80 adults.
600.
Oh, 600.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right. Because there's a few islands. Cocos Island, like Kneeling Island, I think it was, where we were.
Oh wow, so it's south of Singapore.
Yeah, closer to Indonesia than Western Australia. Like Christmas Island had a lot more Malay people than Australian.
Mm.
And this is just me for being there a week. Like, I don't know, just what we saw. Cocos Island, epic snorkeling. And so anyway, my whole point to this story was I bought that tiny controller because I wanted one that would just fit in a backpack with my laptop, with all my stuff, put it in the overhead in the plane.
Yep.
And that was it. Because the crew that I went with, it was a surprise. Like, we knew we were going to the New Year's Eve party, but I didn't tell them I was DJing. I was just going to surprise them. So I wanted it all to be compact. So I bought that tiny little controller. And
They already have speakers set up and everything then, or
they had sound and that.
Okay.
But I had to kind of organize it. I had to go away to do sound check. And they didn't even know, like, we went early and there's like 100 people at the party or something, all the island folk, but it was
they would have
amazing
loved that.
vibes.
Yeah.
So I was playing and they all got there. There was 12 of us. So they were all rocked up and I was playing and came over. They're like, oh, it didn't take you long to get back there. Like, where's the DJ? And I was like, oh, it was me. Jokes I knew. I've had this plan for like 4 months.
So who did you know over there then? Like, because
So-
that island is so small. Like, how
Yeah.
did you know about it as well? I didn't even know it existed. Kind of thing.
So DJ Shan
Yeah.
was there
Oh, really?
in a few months earlier and I knew we were going. And so he made a connection because he was already DJing there. And he put in a Streamline group, like in our Facebook chat, like, hey gang, we have this gig. Like, this is the deal. Like, do you want to play New Year's Eve there? And I was like, oh, everyone was putting their hand up for it. And I was like, I'm actually going to be there for New Year's. So he's like, okay, I'm happy for you to do it. Connected me with his friend who was the AGM or the GM of the Cocos Club, which was the people putting on the party.
Mm.
And also the only bar, like the only pub in town,
Yeah.
if you will. And yeah, just connected with them and they paid me. They gave me a nice bar tab and they were also the bottle shop. So it like funded our trip basically. And
That's awesome though. That's that's
Yeah,
an
Cocos Club.
adventure. That is an adventure and a
Yeah.
half.
yeah.
And I can imagine your wife loved it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back actually. They asked me to come back next year.
Oh, really?
This year for New Year's. So I was like, we were thinking about it and I'm like, why are we even thinking about this?
Yeah.
Like, if we have the option, like, let's go for it.
That's it.
Like, is what they're paying me gonna cover our trip? No, but
But it doesn't matter. That's
Yeah.
it.
Like that
It's the experience, yeah.
It was like we didn't want to leave. When we left, we were like, I could stay here another week. It's just there was island vibes. Everyone was so nice, so hospitable, and when we left, it was Boxing Day, so that's when they had the COVID case in Perth. Back when it was like one was like shut everything down. So
Yeah.
when we got there, we had to wear masks. So I was worried that the locals might be like, oh, Perth people are here, they're gonna bring COVID to the island, but
Yeah.
they were like, just
It's like whatever, yeah. One
Yeah.
person.
yeah,
And now like we're getting rid of masks on Friday.
exactly.
Yeah, which is
That'll be
very,
interesting.
very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's here now, but
It was bound to happen. There's pros and cons, but you got to figure it out, I guess. And
that's it.
we are very lucky here compared to other places. And
That's exactly it. We're the most isolated city in the world.
Yeah.
I say that like at least once an episode.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's true though.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. Like a lot of like my friends and family, I don't want to say they're ignorant, sounds like a bad word, but ignorant to the fact that Perth exists, because a lot of people just assume it's Sydney and Brisbane and
That's it,
Melbourne.
yeah.
And that. And then they're like, oh, like Perth exists.
some people just don't even think Australia exists.
Yeah,
There are literally Facebook groups out there and it's like Australia does not exist. It's like I'm pretty sure we're here. I'm pretty sure like this is a country.
And concur.
There is land here. Like, can you try and find them, Damo, if you can? Like, it's so funny because it's like they've got all this evidence. It's like it's not correct though. Like, how is this evidence
Yes,
if
I'm-
we're here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm
That's it. Touch
definitely
wood.
here.
Like, yeah.
So yeah, but I'm loving
So
it.
have you been over to the East Coast or anything like that as well yet, or
No,
because you would have you got here at the beginning of the COVID, right? And then
Yep.
we're just coming out of it now. So
Yeah, but one of our earlier visits, we stopped in Melbourne on the way for a week,
Mhm.
which, a week, you'd not really fully experiencing Melbourne. It's like a little tiny taste, and we were
That's it.
staying in the city center, so we just like walked everywhere.
The city center's so nice though.
Oh, beautiful place. It
so
was
old
hot
school.
as fuck there, yeah. Like
Oh, it was hot there.
oh, it was. I think we flew out. It was when we came to Perth. It was like 45 degrees when we were
Really?
leaving. They announced it. They're like high of 45 degrees Celsius. I'm
So you
like,
should have gone there in winter. In winter, it's amazing. It just doesn't stop raining. It's leather jacket weather all day, every day.
that's where the style comes out.
Yeah, that's
Layers.
it. Yeah. And then, if you ever do go back there, go to the Victoria markets, I think it is, or Victoria Street markets.
Yeah.
But so cool. So cool. Like they've just got like all your fruit, veg, meat, like butchers, everything that's there. But then like in the clothing section or like jewelry section, like of the whole markets, just such good quality equipment.
Yeah.
Like I got a leather jacket over there, $180, and it's lamb's leather.
Yeah.
And I've had it for maybe 6 years now.
Oh, nice one.
Nothing wrong with it. Literally nothing wrong with it. Like as if I bought it yesterday.
You probably don't get to wear it a lot here.
No, that
That's
in winter, yeah, but
Yeah.
then unfortunately, no.
I'm
But,
getting like
yeah.
climatized here,
Mm.
and I'm like, we're going back to Canada for a visit in February, which is the peak of the winter,
Mm.
kind of, and it's peak of the summer here, safe to say. And like, I'm so climatized now that I'm gonna be like, I'm sure I'll be made fun of
You're freezing your ass off.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like last night. I'm like, oh, I need a jumper. It's like 18 degrees right now.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
So how cold does it get over there? Like into the negatives, surely, right?
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There isn't really an average because it's so all over the place, but there will be like a stint of minus 25 for probably a week at least once over the winter time.
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius.
Minus 25.
Yeah, so that's pretty
Holy
bitter.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's very cold.
yeah. But there's all central heating there, and you dress for it, so it's almost kind of nice because you're cozy, like you're inside, fireplace. Minus 25, you don't go very far, and if you do, you want to make sure you're all covered up. You don't go snowboarding or anything like that. If you do, you want to make sure you're all covered because you don't want the wind burn or anything.
Yeah.
And I love talking to people from Australia that haven't really experienced just the day-to-day, like you shovel the driveway, like you go scrape your windshield off, you start your car 15 minutes early to get it warm. Like if it's real cold, you have to plug in your block heater so your oil doesn't freeze.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I was telling that to like a group of lads, and then my buddy Kev was like, and then you have to go to work? Like that's not even the worst part of your day. But you get used to it. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh shit, like there you go. Yeah, there you go, the block heater.
Block heater.
Yeah.
So what is just heats the
It's
main
just
heats the main part of the engine up, basically.
yeah, well I think it keeps the oil from freezing. So it's not like a super strong current, it just kind of keeps it moving.
Okay.
And that's like if it's minus 20 or below. You don't have to, but it just helps the vehicle start in the morning.
Yeah.
And heated seats are really nice, and
Yeah.
there's everyone has an electric start, which obviously here is not really necessary. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So then where do you see yourself going in the future, potentially?
Just in general,
Yeah, like where do you want to take your DJing and like do you reckon you could move again, or you're in Perth here
this
to
is
stay?
it, I think.
Yeah.
Like we want to go back. Like we're going to Canada. Like
Mhm.
what our ideal, what's going to happen is we're going to be going to Canada for season and stay here. Like we'd like to do summer.
Yeah.
Because all my family's on the East Coast. Like I haven't seen mom and dad in over 3 years now, which is really rough.
Yeah.
And everyone else, but specifically them. So our plan is figure out something to do there, something we can do here, like do it. Like we don't have to be there. I'm sure there's a word for it, but we're working on it. We have a master plan where we can do something remotely. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And be summer there, summer here. That's the ideal thing.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on.
It would be pretty good to be able to actually just like travel back and forth.
Yeah.
Because then, yeah. And so the summer over in Canada, how hot does it get over there then? Would you say?
Depends where you are. And the West Coast versus the East. The East is a lot more humid and the West is a bit drier. but it can, you know, it can go as hot as, not as hot as here by any means, but you can go up to probably 35 with the humid.
Okay.
It's a bit more bearable in Calgary where I live because it is just a dry heat, where in New Brunswick where I'm from, it's hot and it's hard to do anything. You're just sweating just being there.
Yeah.
But that's not all the time. It just, summer's very short there. So whenever it's nice, it's like it's BC. So whenever it's a nice day in the summer, you're like, fuck it, let's go drop everything. We're going to the beach. We're doing something because it's nice today. We're here. You look at the forecast. You're like, oh, it's going to be nice for the next 4 weeks. So you can
plan it all out.
do something. Yeah.
And then, so what are the beaches like over there as well? Do you go swimming, or is it like England where it's just, pebbles?
Some places are nicer than others.
Yeah.
It's really, once you experience Perth beaches, it's hard to compare anything to it.
Yeah.
And that's not dogging Canada at all. Like, there's some beautiful lakes and that.
Yeah.
Once you see these like white sand beaches and like 100-kilometer coastline and that green color, it's like, it's hard to compare anything to that.
Yeah, I've been told that.
Yeah.
Like, so many people I've talked to in the past, and they've just been like, you're so lucky here. Like, you can just go swimming and it's warm all the time, and it's just crystal blue bloody water and everything.
Yeah.
But the lakes over there, the lakes would be nice then, right?
Yeah. Beautiful, chilly, like a little cool, but it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Lots of lakes. Ontario specifically is kind of in the middle of the country. They have tons of lakes, and
it's all fresh
really
water
nice
as well, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't even tell you, like, Vancouver probably has some of the nicer beaches. Vancouver's on the west coast, like the very furthest west coast, and like Vancouver Island. What's that?
British Columbia.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and like they have some good spots. Vancouver's beautiful. It has a little bit of
Not a lot of lakes though.
No. It's just the
You gotta pick your battles, eh?
Yeah. But like, if I ever tell anyone, well, if you go to Canada, just drive across it. It's so nice. You can drive straight across, and every province has a little something different to offer. The West is very picturesque when you're driving through British Columbia. Like, you're just going through the mountains, and every turn you make, you're like, oh fuck, there's another mountain or another lake or.
I got to ask as well. Do you drive on the right hand side or left hand side?
On the right hand side.
On the right hand side.
Yeah.
So it's opposite to us then.
Opposite sides of the vehicle.
Okay. Yeah.
So you drive on the left hand side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Right hand side of the road. So when I first got here, I was like, oof, okay.
Yeah. Did you ever catch yourself like driving?
Oh yeah. Like, and it's terrifying when
Yeah.
you first realize, like, oh shit, because Sarah's mom's car was, like a manual. So that was a whole other thing as well, because
Really?
like,
You've only driven automatics.
no.
Okay.
But just the fact that
Oh yeah, that you're changing gears to your right
changing gears
hand.
with the other hand,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, is it still the same pattern? And like the clutch and everything's still the same.
It would still be the same pattern, right?
Yeah.
'Cause then,
But you're used to, like, I'm used to this, and you get used to like reversing like this, and it's just, and now here I still have a hard time like getting that down.
yeah.
But it was a real mindfuck. But I think that it made me a better driver because I really had to think about everything that I did, like every shift and like every turn. I had to be like, left, keep left, keep left, keep left.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's miles per hour as well, or kilometers.
Kilometers.
Kilometers. Okay,
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, America's.
They're the odd one out.
Yeah, the odd one.
Yeah, metric or imperial.
Yeah, a little bit of both in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, it's very confusing. But you don't think it's confusing when you're there until you live somewhere else where it's.
Yeah, they have a different pound. Like the value in Canada, like for a pound in Canada, is way differently to a pound in America.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's like different measurements.
Can we
in,
pull that
like,
out? That
between...
sounds what?
Yeah.
So there's an American pound and a Canadian pound. What about England pound? And
I think
Australian
that is also different as well.
But in England they do stones, don't they? It's like something stone or whatever. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because like their weight system is like, you're 42 stone or something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
That was it, because we do pounds,
Mm.
and now here I'm kind of getting used to kilos.
Mm.
I know my weight, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like whenever we go to the doctor, like, what's your like, oh, I'm like 190 pounds, and then I'm 5'11". Like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
what?
ugh. When you see my phone, I'm gonna figure this out.
Did you find out the measurement, Damon? What?
Trying to.
Yeah.
I'm on the hunt.
Yeah, he's on the hunt.
Don't worry.
Well,
Yeah,
let
here
me-
we go. It's like, yeah, that's right. In Canada, it is. So it's 26 imperial fluid ounce, 25 US fluid ounce. So 750 milliliters in Canada is 26 fluid ounce. In America is 25.
What?
So yeah, so if you do measurements, like Canadian measurements versus American imperial measurements, they'll be different.
That's even news to me. It's confusing.
America just wanted to be different.
Yeah, they did. They just copied like the French measurement system
Right.
when they won the War of
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey, I learned something today. Nice.
Well, so I gotta say thank you for coming on though.
Yeah, thanks
Like,
for having me.
This has been pretty interesting, and like getting to see all the bars and pubs and stuff like that you got to play over in Canada, and
Yeah.
very educational kind of thing.
Sweet. I feel like I didn't give you much chance to talk because I've been
No,
so
it's
excited,
good.
but, nice.
I love sitting back and letting the guests talk. And,
Sweet.
it takes the weight off me.
Nice. I love it.
I mean, I do enjoy chatting sometimes, but
Yeah.
do we have any comments as well, Damo, at all?
We actually, we have a very cute comment from Debbie.
Oh, is that my mom?
Yeah,
LaTulippe.
LaTulippe, thank you.
Hey, mom.
Now I was trying to figure the flower. She goes, so cool watching our son from here in Canada. And her profile pic is the Infra-Red
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah.
Oh, God, love her.
Thank you for changing your profile picture.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for the advertisement. Your advertising is better than your own son is.
Oh, thanks, mom. No, it's good. I sent it to a lot of people in Canada, and it's 12 hours difference actually where I'm from on the
Really?
East Coast, and then it's an extra 3 for the West Coast. So
Yeah.
anyway, I figured I'd send it back out because you put it back out after.
Yeah, so it stays up, and we usually get most of our views over the next 7 days. So,
Nice. Yeah. I'll make
but
sure
we
to
do it
put that
live
out.
because then people like your mum can comment. we can talk about it
Oh,
live.
Mom.
Yeah.
Thanks, mom.
Also, shout out to Steve Harry Lemon and Isaac Talk for the warm comments of appreciation. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Cheers for that, guys.
Yeah, don't worry. Everything will be fixed next time.
Thanks, lemons.
All right. Well, yeah.
Sweet,
So,
brother.
yeah. Cheers for coming on.
Yeah. Cheers
And
to
then,
you.
yeah. No, cheers to you. And then, yeah, I'll definitely be able to see you out and about at Scarborough Beach Bar in different places.
Yeah, sick. Right on, brother. Thank you, dude.
And then also, don't forget, you've got to sign the wall of signatures.
I will do.
Damo, can you swap the camera to that if that's possible? You just gotta twist the camera. Yeah. 100, no, it's probably like 50 signatures on there now, maybe 40, 50.
All right. Do it now?
When we finish.
Yeah,
Alright, cool.
We don't want to live streaming, so that takes the magic away.
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna be
Yeah,
awkward.
and suddenly the comments start blowing up at how terrible your signature is.
Yeah. And I'm left-handed, so it's.
Very nice.
I like the idea that someone is like someone hacks your private bank account by forging your signature on the board.
Yeah.
They watch you do it and they figure out the technique.
I got no money, so it's all good.
All right, well, cheers so much for coming on.
I know.
This has been a lot of fun and
Nice.
super educational. So,
Sweet.
and then in a year's time or 2 years time, they'll get you back on and see
100%.
how much you progressed and like where you are now and what you're doing.
Yeah, buddy.
How much you've traveled and everything. So,
Love it. Love
so
it.
yeah, thank you. So,
Right on.
all right, and then yeah, so this is us signing off. I think we've got another episode maybe on Monday, maybe. I don't know yet. We just got to sort things out, but yeah,
Sick.
we'll see you guys next time.
Right on.
So, and Damo makes his wave at the cat. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Now they know it's over.
Yeah. All right, catch you guys.
Nice one.